didn't even get to cross.
Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back, everybody, to the Changer Zone, where we pick things up and put them down. Mainly my gains. Checking out some of the stocks that we've been playing for the last few days. We're going to set some new alerts and get to charting. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Go ahead and adjust my screen here so that way I can still see guys when you're chatting. I normally run on 3 monitors. So we're gonna bring this in here and then I'll switch it up. Good, like that. And we'll just run 4. I can get the different time frames in. We're gonna set it all to the same chart. And we're gonna do, this is after hours now, we're gonna go ahead and do our 5, our 30, our hour, and our day. All right, let's go ahead and set our charts. I put this on the wrong day chart. 5-year, there we go. We just got done charting Snapchat right before starting the stream. So I like to mark resistance off of pivot points. So basically every time it pivots from a low to a high, and testing on resistance and support. So you can see here, test, 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 test right there. And then same on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and 4 basically right there. So I'm interested in this. I got rid of pretty much all my shares except for a couple just to kind of watch it and keep it in the portfolio. I'll be interested in Snapchat personally when it drops below 47.88 is my first one, and then a little bit heavier one, sub 40s, because it's got a gap down potential down to the 30s, you know, potentially. So I know that everybody has been talking about Clove today. We'll take a look at the charts and check out the action. I personally don't have a position in this at the moment. I knew it was going to be hyped up. There was a lot of movement with a short interest in it. But we'll go ahead and check it out chart-wise anyway. So it's above the 200 moving average. Bullish direction, obviously, because of everything that's been going on. But it's pretty much sold off since February. Had a little bit of a fake out in April. We're coming into this crazy like 100% spike right here. You know, essentially it hit 24.93, almost 25 bucks for the all-time high of the day, and then kind of brought back down. But you can see that this trend right here on the 1 hour is just like, it's just respecting that line so much. We're gonna go ahead and set a trend line here. Essentially, besides this breakout where it hit the 85, it's really been not like overly parabolic. Like, I've definitely seen more aggressive moves. You can see where it really kind of widened out and then narrowed back down. Let's take a look at this on the 5. Might set some alerts on this one. I'd be curious just to watch this one for the next couple days. Like I said, not currently in it. That are high. You can definitely see a flagging pattern here as it comes with higher lows throughout. Definitely going to be a breaking point. I wouldn't be surprised to see a gap up in the pre-market tomorrow. back up to the 24 test. If it can get volume, it'd be interesting to see if it breaks, but I see it potentially gapping up. I don't know. I'd be really curious to see the move that it makes volume-wise, but lately in the last couple mornings, I've been seeing the stocks gap up, and then they hit their resistance, and then they sell off into the market open. And they really kind of just follow like a trend here. So I'll be curious if it, if it gaps up in the morning, hits resistance, sells backs off, and then has a bounce off of the VWAP. So, I'm going to watch this in the morning and see if I can kind of predict its behavior at all. Be curious to see if I'm just hypothetically right. So essentially, I like leaving like little ovals for like the target price points. So I expect it to gap to there. Where'd my VWAP go? And I'll probably respect 2316. Anywhere kind of like around here. All right, so I'm gonna watch it in the morning for a gap up, hit resistance, probably kind of trickle down a little bit, and then from here, probably go parabolic, drop back down, and continue a trend. So we'll see how the pattern follows tomorrow. It'll be really interesting to see if that's spot on or not. Only time will tell. That'd be really interesting after all. Okay, so I want to know if and when the stock falls below 23.26. I'll start taking a look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and set an alert right there for that. And then I also want to know a breakout of 25 with some volume and speed. So we're gonna do 25.20. We'll go ahead and set an alert for above that. Yeah, what's up, Caden? How are you, dude? Welcome back to the stream. It has been forever. Appreciate you. What's new, my dude? All right, so we got Clo. Let's take a look at GameStop and see how it did today. Yeah, I remember you, TJ. How could I forget? Dude, we played fucking Fortnite for days. Those rocket launcher plays that you had were like nobody's business. How's the gaming life and life in general been for you? All right, so it looks like we hit a high of 344 today, and then backed back down for a close of around 303. Go ahead and set some of our lines up here. What do they say? What do the AMC ape army say? When in doubt, zoom out. Right? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Running myself wild pretty much out there, though. Ooh, wow. I forgot about this high over here. Been running wild for sure. Just between real estate and, just regular everyday business, I don't like how this says it's 483. I know it hit higher than that. So we're going to go to see if the 4-hour chart shows it. You been doing sports or working, or what have you been doing lately? There it is. I knew it went higher than that. 513 is the all-time. All right, so now that that's there, we'll switch it back to the day. A little bit of working. Nice. What are you doing nowadays? What do you do for work? No Apex today, Star Wolf? I'll be doing Apex after charting. As long as I don't fall asleep. That was definitely a pivot point right there. Pivot point right there. So, I'd be interested in breakout at 375 to 400. Go ahead and set our alert there. And be curious to see it do a bounce off of something below 210. I don't really feel like I need to do too much for this one. Got a pretty clear gap range. This thing's either going to the moon again or back down to the VWAP, maybe. Consolidate there, we'll see what happens. If I was just judging it from the chart, in my opinion, I am crazy man. Make sure you see a disclaimer at the bottom of the stream. Do your own due diligence, trade your own thing. On a summer break right now. Senior next year, dude. Wow, time flies, man. Looking back, it's like, can't believe it was that long ago that we're all gaming together. War Killer, yes, thanks. Thank you, War Killer. I think I can actually set, let's see if I can do this. Can't I set a nickname for you? Oh, I can. Perfect. Alright, go ahead and say something again, Star Wolf. I want to see if that worked. Have you seen the new Thor series off of Netflix, Caden? Or TJ? Why'd you change your name to Caden on here? Just out of curiosity. Oh, perfect. I got your nickname in there now, War Killer. I'll recognize you faster now. That works out good. How are the streams going for you? TJ is your dad's name? Oh, okay. I got you confused. Wait, now I'm really confused. Your gamer tag, was it Caden or was it TJ? Or have you used both? Like, was your account TJ the Destroyer? If I remember right? I feel like that's what it was. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm remembering the right person now. Anyways, your story of working in a local, like, the local market reminds me of the Thor story. Like, just like kind of like small town vibe, local market. Next thing you know, you get turned into a god. I don't know why that series popped in my head, but. Okay, so yeah, going back to this, I think that that's pretty much all I'm interested in seeing on GameStop. Let's take a look here. What are some other ones that have been running lately? Now, FRSX was always an interesting one for me to trade. I know the growth sector kind of seems like it's all flowing back in. What state are you moving to? No, I'm a realtor too, right? I can get you in touch with an agent from recommended from our brokerage, or not from our brokerage per se, but from our company. See, this is interesting right here. This looks like it's about ready to be very bullish all of a sudden again. Just had a break above the 200 MA and the volume average. Let's see here. Last time I hit 12. When's the last time I did this? The last time I did this, I had a huge gap up by a couple bucks. All right. That's the case. I'm curious about when it falls below here for another bounce, retest on support. Maybe we can catch this on another bounce and load up a play here. Or if it breaks out of 560. FRXX is a LiDAR play for autonomous vehicles. Moving to Texas, yo, that'd be dope. I'm actually curious about Texas myself. I want to go travel over there and check it out. See what the real estate's all about. How much do you have saved up already? You can get into it for less than you probably think you need. Things are really competitive right now in the market, but thoughts on AMC this morning? Oh, I was waiting for somebody to come in here and talk about that. Yeah, let me go to the AMC chart. It would be nice if it has, you know, the catalyst set up for it. I saw some people chime in saying that the short report was coming out tomorrow. I haven't actually confirmed that yet. I haven't had a chance to review that after working all day. But I know what the chart shows. The chart's looking very interesting to me because just when I think it's, you know, come to the end of that pennant, you know, and it's about ready to break out, which stereotypically has been to the upside lately, it has like a little temper tantrum in between like 55 and 60, and then ends up closing at almost exactly what it opened up at. So just when I thought like we're at the end of the pennant last night, they stretched it out just a little bit further, and I feel like it is as sharp as a razor's edge right now. I'm extremely excited to see what happens for tomorrow. I mean, as you can see right here, we'll make it big for you guys. So we'll start off with the day and then break it down from there. That's how I like doing it, is the daily trends. Make it bigger. What do you think about it for tomorrow? I mean, look at this. Like, can't believe the way the day played out. I honestly was expecting a breakout today. But yeah, you can see right here, this is the overall trend since the beginning, and then this is the micro trend right now that I've been paying attention to. So ever since it hit, well, it hit more than 72. It actually hit like 77 in the pre-market, if I remember right. And then you can see all this from this bottoming tail here, all this upward pressure, just maintaining its placement right here. I was projecting a little bit of a pullback and consolidation in this section right here, and it actually ended up doing that. We had our bullish day, and then today it really, I mean, it looks negative because it gapped up in the morning, but then sold back off. But if you look at where we finished off, we pretty much finished almost to the penny, the same place we did the day before. I mean, look at that. So we, you know, climbed up to here yesterday, and then today we had a little bit of a gap up. We peaked, you know, at about $60 and some change, and then sold back down to where we left off yesterday, you know. And basically the argument is they're saying that the trend is basically 3 taps, and on the 4th you break out. So on the smaller time frame, we'll go ahead and back it down to the hour now. I personally am expecting a breakout myself. I think there's going to be a lot of anticipation to the short data, and having the attorney on Matt's stream earlier today was pretty awesome, I think. And I think that's going to get a lot of information out there about how these shorts operate, and the fact they've been going hand to hand with them for about 20 years now on this whole process, but it's never been shed into as much light as it has now. So yeah, basically you can see here that we're getting our bounces. So you got test, testing, test, you know, you got 3 bounces and then a short little lift up here, and now we're 2 bounces into this one on the 30-minute, or excuse me, on the 1 hour right there. So we'll go down to the 30-minute. So overall, I mean, today and yesterday were almost identical. I'd say the only thing that was a little bit different is we had more tests on resistant yesterday, and today kind of seemed a little underwhelming. We had the initial pop at the open right here, and then it just kind of sold off gradually throughout the rest of the day, and then maintained the previous day's close as support. So I do like that it held up in support. at the end of the day, and then it didn't sell off, because I've been noticing that it feels like there's like a short attack every time we hit a key level of support, especially in the after hours. Like this dip right here was kind of spooky going into the after hours, because you don't get a lot of volume. You know, it's hard to pick the moves and like project them out at the end of the night. When you don't have as much volume coming into the day. I mean, you can see this huge, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, because I have the volume bars black so that they're not overly distracting. But you can see right here that there's a huge dip in volume throughout the entire day, and then it just drops off. I'm just waiting for, like, I know there was a little bit of news about some of the lawsuits about the shorts, but I want to see more of that roll through. I feel like the news is starting to become a little bit more positive. It seemed really one-sided for a long time, with all the reports coming out against AMC not being a value play. It wasn't being treated as a value play by us to begin with, so I think everybody's onto the right. I feel like everybody's got the right idea, but you know, the market's got a funny way of hitting you with surprises from time to time. So I like to always stand by the door and protect my myself and my family and my gains, of course. But I've been into AMC since below $12 and just averaged up as this goes. So depending on which account you're looking at, my average is anywhere from $14 and some change on one account to, I think, all the way up to about an average of 30 something dollars on the other. Yeah, I feel like Clove did get a lot of attention today for sure. You know, I wouldn't say it, you know, intentionally was pumped to bring attention away from AMC. I think AMC really held up well. I'm not disappointed with today. I mean, granted, I could have always like got super jazzed if it would went higher. I honestly, the only thing that threw me today is when it broke 60 right here and didn't continue. I thought that, you know, that 60 was going to be a psychological level and it was going to hold today. And, you know, it broke up considerably. It almost hit 61. And I was expecting it to come down and retest, but you can see here that these retests actually fell below 60 and it started acting as resistance again. We ended up coming right above 60 a few times in the day. And this kind of happened yesterday too, where I just really feel like, man, the head was just banging against the ceiling over and over again. And, you know, I thought for sure today, if we could break through 60, it would send it to, you know, 65, 70. And if we can, you know, hit the 70s again, I really don't think that's a far shot from the 100 marker that everybody's been talking about. I think the momentum could definitely take it there. The fearful thing for me is how many, because if you look at the trending YouTube videos and everything like that, some people are like, AMC do 1,000 or 100,000 or 500, but like, if you think about what seems realistic to a lot of people and a huge psychological level is 100. You know, I'm really curious. I feel like this stock is going to get really violent around, you know, the high 90s to low 100 mark. I'm curious to see how well the retail traders, the apes, hold the position. I'm extremely bullish on it. I don't see any reason why, you know, this can't do what GameStop did, in my opinion. Right now you have 15, but your goal is 20K. Oh, dude, Workular, you're golden. You said you want to go to Texas. I mean, the average house is like, the average like 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Texas is going to be like between 3 and like 450,000. And since it's your first home, you could always do the FHA CalHFA down payment assistance program. And, you know, for like a house like that, I mean, really you only need around 10K, give or take a few thousand. I mean, not a financial advisor or anything like that. I can put you in touch with a lender to help you figure that out. I have lenders that will help people out on finding places out of state. There's several of them. I don't have a specific one that I'll give you, but I can give you a list of ones that I know that are good and get the job done. and they can. I'm guessing you haven't spoken to one yet, considering a lot of people just like when they get ready to buy a house, they're like, okay, I need to improve my credit score and I need to save as much money as possible. And while both of those things are true, unless you've talked to someone, aka a lender, to help you strategize, you don't know the best way to make to make your money stretch or to accomplish your credit goals as quickly as possible. They have a lot of tools for you. Like there's even free applications you can sign up for that will boost credit scores by reporting things like phone bills and subscription services to TV and stuff like that. So let me know if you're curious about it. Oh, dude, Peter, I super appreciate that sub, man. That's golden. That's amazing. Right now, my YouTube channel is kind of a modge podge of different things right now because the streaming services and everything were set up towards gaming initially. Actually, gaming and meeting with all these viewers is what helped make my wedding possible. But I personally have a huge interest in real estate and investing, and it's still a little awkward me bringing the space over here, but with how powerful these movements have been, and I know everybody's hopping on the AMC bandwagon right now, and I'm technically no different for throwing it in my title, but it doesn't change my beliefs in helping people grow in wealth and happiness, whether that's through fitness, entertainment, or finance. And I think that there's a balance for those things in life. I'm personally just a nerd that likes gaming to unwind and de-stress from work. But I pretty much do, like, the way my schedule works is I wake up at around 4 a.m. and I do fitness from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., journaling and news from 5 to 6, stocks from 6 to 10, retail management from 10 to 8, and then I spend about an hour to 2 hours with the wife, and then I wrap up with any real estate at the end, and then I typically do the retail management for 4 to 5 days out of the week with 9 to 12 hour shifts, and then after that I take 2 to 3 days fully off for real estate and helping people out with that. You having a list would help. That'd be your first home. Any kind of information helps. Yeah, do me a favor, bud. Whisper me your email. I'll send you. Whisper me your email and your cell phone number. I think I had both at one point in time, or at least one of the two. Obviously, when we were doing the work for your stream, but just send it to me again so it's at the top of my list, and I'll send you those lists to help you out with the house. I'll put you in touch with some good information that's just generally something you should know as a new homeowner, and I'll put you in to get a list of contacts to help you out. Bought 2,000 shares at $8. If we hit 250 shares, I'm having a wedding in Italy. Nice. Italy would be amazing. I got married in just kind of like a local venue, but because in my opinion, like the wedding, as far as where it should be held and all that stuff, I mean, I get it's a shared experience, but for me, I knew it meant a lot to the wife, so I told her wherever she wanted to go, whatever she wanted to do, that's the thing that we would do, and she ended up picking a local venue. But I'm really down with the concept of like renewing of vows, not necessarily for the the renewal of the vows itself, but the recreate those beautiful memories in a new location, and just do something a little bit more special as far as like how memories are tied to like like scent, smells, like sensations and stuff like that. So I'm like really big into that aspect of building memories. So there's a really cool place in like LA area. This is just a example. I got several of them, but this is a really cool one. There's a really cool place in the LA area called the Mission Inn, and the place is like a ginormous castle. I think the president used to actually stay there at some point in time or another, and they got this amazing courtyard, and the best French toast I've ever had in my life was there. for waking up in the morning, and it's not too far off from the drive from the ocean either, which is a a huge perk. But they're just huge, grand, hotel castle, and they have a church built into it with all like the stained glass, and it's very like historical looking building that you can just feel resonates in you while you're staying there. And I don't know, I just think that it's a beautiful place. But a destination wedding like what you're talking about with Italy, that sounds amazing actually. Why Italy? Is there any significance to that location for you? All right, so let's move on to the next one, shall we? So I'm kind of, since growth stocks are kind of feeling like they're coming back right now, I'm kind of looking at my old plays. So we checked out FRSX and AMC. We already know where AMC is going. You know, not advice, but it's going to be pretty amazing. Let's see what UAVs has been doing. That thing likes to get squirrely. I know that it hit highs of like, what, $15+ not too long ago. So let's see what it's doing on the daily and then wind it down, because oh, look at this. Yeah, having some retests right now. Oh, yep, called it. A little bit over 15 bucks, so 16.27, give or take. You're born in Italy? Oh, no way. That's awesome. Do you live in the States now, or where are you at now? Give or take. Alright, so let's check this out. See, we just broke the downward trend right here, and it's starting to show some upward support. So, but I'd like to see a retest. Let's break this down to the hourly. I don't like the line that I drew. It's too far. Yeah. We're gonna change the color of it so I can see it better. All right. Make this a little bit more accurate. It's bugging me how far it's off. All right, let's see our tests, shall we? Got one bounce. Whoa. Things acting up. Two. Ugh, one's close. See here though, the 200 MA starting to act as support right here. So you had resistance of this 200-day moving average, and then it broke through it, came back down and retested it. That's amazing. That's a good sign. It kind of created this new trend from here once you went kind of bullish on it. But you can see it tests again and then rejects again. This actually might not be a bad time. I already had a marker on this to show a breakout at 674. Maybe I'm just early on this. I wouldn't mind throwing a little bit at it to see what it does. If it breaks, we're gonna replace that. We're gonna move it a little bit tighter. I want to know about this thing when it breaks like 640 in the morning. What they have to say. My girl's from Japan. She's never been. If I make enough money from AMC booking the flights that second, that'd be amazing. So that's cool. She's from Japan. So I actually, when the pandemic hit, I'm super bummed. I've always wanted to go to Japan. Yeah, I just love the culture and the art, and even like the the anime, to the temples, to the sword, like literally everything about it. Honestly, probably the thing that I'm the most scared of about Japan is the food. It's just so different from anything that I eat. Like the thing I'm most fearful about going to Japan is that I won't fall in love with the food. I don't think there's any reason why I shouldn't, but just like psychologically when I look at it, it's like, am I gonna like that? I'm not too sure. Like, close the eyes, throw it back down the hatch, and let's see what happens. But other than that, I think that going to Japan would just be blissful. You know, I definitely want to see Fox Village. I definitely want to check out the pop culture area. I definitely want to check out the Mega Size Gundam. I definitely want to check out like you know, staying in Osen that overlooks Mount Fuji. If I could manage to snowboard Fuji, that would be phenomenal. Got to check out the little vending machines and everything like that. You got to do this, you know, the sushi at some point in time, right? I forget what it's called, but they have the little like the little burner fireplaces where they bring out your meat and you just like kind of cook it right there. I forget the name for it, but that looked dope. Looked really cool. Let's see here. I think they have like what, the love train or whatever. It's kind of like their like couples train, the scenic one. That'd be cool. I just really can't decide which season to go down there in, because you can catch it during the cherry blossoms. That would be great for photo opportunities. But then, like, as it starts to cool off, I feel like that would be a really fun time to be there too. What about you, Peter? Have you been to Japan? Do you have any feedback on when's the best time of year to be there? All right, so why Ag Eagle stock is taking off today? UAVs is trading higher Tuesday morning after UAVs measure partner with Parrot. Okay. Announced a partnership with Parrot to integrate the company's award-winning ground control software with Parrot's drone platform. I actually had a Parrot drone. That was a lot of fun. It had like pre-programmed flips it could do, and it had a camera built into it. You could control it with your phone or tablet. It makes a lot of sense. I feel like it's a good way to bring it to the market. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, AT&T actually was partnered, or not partnered, but they were they had a dealer's license for the Parrot drones. They would actually sell the Parrot's drones in the AT&T stores, so that's cool. The integration provides a solution for easy managing and scaling of the drone fleet operation workflow. So that's true. It's basically already been in business forever with Parrot. We're delighted to be teaming up with Parrot to empower enterprise customers with a fully integrated software as a solution. They're tagging that SaaS platform that enables them to easily fly, track, and manage in real time their drones used to an address key operational objectives efficiently and safely. That's cool because yeah, Parrot had the little setting where you could like let it go fly out and then tap the button and it would return back home. Well, I could see why that could send the news up a little bit here. On the 25th though, where they have an offering. When's it close? Filed an S3. Man, I'm all tongue-tied tonight. February 5th, effective May 6th. Hmm. Alright, we need to change the music up. That lo-fi studying music's getting me tired. Real question is do we just like stay up through the night and wait until trades start happening at like I think 1 a.m. in the morning for AMC? If I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's get something that's a little bit more upbeat, shall we? Do some like EDM or something. There we go, that's better. All right, we'll take a look at some of the other plays. Let's see here. There's a couple that I sold off the other day from already making huge gains on it, and I want to chart them up to know when to get back into it. So one of those that we collected our profits on was Alta. That's almost like a swing trader's paradise right there. $20 swings, like every week. Look at this. Pivot point, especially right here. Pivot point. Already got my alert right there. So 297 below is definitely an area I'm looking at this on. Let's take a look at it on the daily. I need to change my volume bars so I can see them better right now. Go ahead and make them that color for right now. Okay, so I like to see pivot points on high volume. I know I had a huge sell-off there. A huge rise right there, so we're gonna actually alter some of these to reflect the high volume days. All right, that looks pretty good now. Take a look at these high volume days. Yeah, pretty much all the lines are matching up so far. Okay. Man, I can't believe back in March it sold off this far. That is insane. 300% gain. And about a year. That's a healthy gain. Anywho, let's see here. About 250 mark and below would also be interesting. Definitely add heavy on the position if we were to cross over that. All right, so the other one that we're looking at, let's see here, is Abivi. Huge fan of Abivi right there. Definitely been in this one for a while. Sold out my shares the other day, collect profits. Kind of broke my strategy. Normally I like the idea of holding these growth stocks for like a year, get taxed at a lower rate on them. But I'm not gonna lie, I liquidated a lot of my positions to go heavier into the AMC plays, so definitely respecting a trend here. Wow, look at the volume on this one. $26 million on this one day exchange hands. Some change. It's wild. It didn't even really move that drastically. $2. I don't understand how that many shares can exchange hands on that day and only really flex by that much. Okay, so it looks like right now. Right now, it looks kind of bearish. I want to know if it falls below this 112 for a gap down. We'll take a look at it right there. All right, so that sets up Abivi. Let's see here. I got into Abivi originally at $87. What I was into it before. So I want to see it below the 111, and if it were to ever fall below like the 95 mark again, that would also be a really key level to load up on it. I think I already did Coca-Cola, but we'll take a look at it. Alright, so some key levels are going to be 50 and below, 48 and below. Huge spikes right here. The 50, 80. And then this one right here. Yeah, you can see that there's going to be a lot of volatility around the $50 mark on this one. Okay, so that takes care of Coca-Cola. Let's take a look at the next one. Next one, looking at Walmart. Got out of that position. Old average was... I actually got out of this one for a loss. I was holding on to this one while I was sideways for a little bit. I got in at 144, so this one continues to be bearish. As far as its pivot points go, around like, I want to raise this up a little bit, really like 129 and some change and below should be when you start watching it. We'll see how low it goes from there, but that could really set it. And then the next pivot points really aren't until about 120. It's not even that strong a one. 115 looks a lot stronger. Set an alert for 119.50 and below. Okay, so take a look at Uber. Uber was really nice. Played Uber from $39 and some change. It hit a high of 64 and slowed back off down to 49. I'd be interested in getting back into this one as well. Let's see here. It's had a recent dip not too long ago. Didn't quite, look at this. I wanted to start paying attention to at 41.60. Didn't quite hit it. We're gonna raise this up a little bit and create a small little starter around like 43 and some change probably. I want to be notified when that happens. I don't want to miss that opportunity again. We're gonna raise up that notification. If you guys trade on TD Ameritrade, you can set up your phone number on this too, so it actually shoots you a text message. That way you know when to pay attention to it.
It's all about humanity.
Change that up to 29 right there. And then, yep, a breakout above 64. At this point in time, you could really look at a breakout above 52. So we'll take a look at that there. All right, so next up, Spotify. All right, looks like Spotify went bearish back here around April. Downward trend above the estimate 200. And it looks like it was falling below the 20 as well for a while. It just crossed back up above the 20. We're going to wait for a retest against resistance. So I want to know if it breaks above the 263 mark. breaking through some previous levels of resistance just throughout the day, and then also above the 200 would be a huge catalyst right there potentially for it, just off the charts. And I also want to know if this thing's going to sell back off. So we'll take a look at it below 227 some change. Okay, what is next? Next up, another good play that we had this year was IRM. So I had IRM from 28.28, so got a good 40% gain off of this guy, I think. Looking to re-enter it. Right now it's just showing this solid upward trend. Hasn't really shown any signs of weakening yet, really. I don't know why it always does it, but sometimes I can set alerts to drawings and sometimes I can set alerts to drawings, and other times it doesn't show me the option right away. I haven't figured out why sometimes it shows it within the right click and sometimes it doesn't on TD. Anywho, I'd be looking for a downward breakout of the channel around 42 at this point in time based off of where it's at today. We definitely had a nice, bullish candle right here going into the end of the day. Let's look at it at a smaller time frame. Lots of movement here. It definitely looks like it's going to break out before it's going to come down just at first glance on the chart, like just my general feeling in my opinion. But that being said, I'll set my alert anyways, because if I get a happy surprise, I can always get into the play and join everybody else with it. But IRM did me really good over the last year. We'll look at 3M. This one I got into at 166 and some change. So also one that's had a nice steady uptrend. I don't really like this peak right here. It looks like an overextension. We're gonna go off of these right here. Had like a false breakdown right there, and it was supported by the 200 MA. So if that's the case, ultimately I want to see like a breakdown and retest of the 200 MA around like 180. But right now this mark that I already have for the 186 is going to signify the breakout and tell me to look at it anyway. So I'll just go ahead and set two. I want to see one around like 178, 179, and then we'll take a look at like 186 as well. Might throw a couple in at 186 just to put it back into the portfolio and start watching it, and then just average down as it drops. Okay, so after triple M or 3M, we have AT&T. I think I charted this one out earlier. I did, yes. AT&T would be like a great like options play, I feel like, because it likes to trade sideways for so long right here. So on the daily, you can see how many days it stayed within this range. It was almost an entire year's worth, really. So very interesting. And even going back, you can see that it really liked this range pretty much from, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if it's in April. It is, yeah, pretty much trending April through the end of the year. Yep. I feel like every April it might just do this. Be interesting. I'm curious to watch it now in 2022 to see what happens. That'd be wild. Anyways, you can see it does have its occasions where it drops below out of the trend, and you get an opportunity to buy that when it's almost oversold. I have a little bit more stricter settings on my RSI. So on my RSI, it's not the 3070, it's actually the 2550. So if it hits my 25 mark and crosses over here, it is like extremely sold off. Anyways, we're gonna start looking at this one under 27. I bring that down a little bit lower actually. Like 26.50. All right, so one of the other plays that we had was Charge Point. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Looks like it has got quite a bit of bounces right here in this target area. So we're gonna go ahead and set our alert right here for a retest on support. Does look like it wants to potentially break out right here, so we're going to also want to watch it on the upside. We could capture this gain right here from 29 to 40. 37 probably. Start watching at 37. It's almost like 8 points or what have you. It's a good gain right there, so we'll pay attention to it both ways, on the way up and the way down for Charge Point. The Charge Point was one. It's not really too far off from where I was at. Used to play that run around the $28 range. And then good old Palantir. I think we have our alert set for this one already. Extreme bullish movement right here, but lots of resistant levels that it's coming up to. So right now I have the breakout at 27, 26. If it breaks 26, it should hit 27, but I'm curious if it breaks through 27. Lots of signs that it might struggle right there, in my opinion. In which case I'll pick it up on the way down. But if it has a breakout, you know, I mean, the growth sector, I feel like it's picking up momentum, so we'll see if these things can hit all-time highs again. Palantir, I'm really bullish on. I really think about, you know, that being a good investment in the long run. Just how everything's going so digital so fast. Anything like internet security and data systems and AI and, you know, anything that can help facilitate a smoother running operation, keep operating costs down for companies. It's just it's a no-brainer in my opinion. Okay, well, I think that brings us up to our recap now. Yep. All right, any question, guys, before I bring the stream to a close here? Any bets that a power outage may be coming to the market in the next 2 weeks? I don't know. I think the oh man, if I'm gonna go with a theory, I kind of thought that they were gonna go with the whole everybody's getting hacked, cyber threat, Elon Musk, anonymous, like that. You know, that narrative, you know, sorry, you know, the brokerages have closed down temporarily, attempted hack, you know, shifting of funds, this and that, you know, try to log into your brokerages again when the servers are back up. I don't know, I kind of feel like that would happen more so than the power outage. I feel like it'll just shut stuff down and then just blame it and just point the finger on someone else. I feel like that's a cheaper way out of the issue than, you know, the power outages. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Banana? All right, we're going to switch it back to AMC if we're going to be talking about it for a little bit. You're already having login issues 2 hours ago? Ooh. Yeah, like like I said, internet issues I feel like is far more likely than power outages. But you know, knock on wood real fast here, not trying to jinx anybody. God, power outage would be the worst. But I mean, you can always go out to your phone. See, like, that doesn't really solve anything, though, because people would just be logging in from their phone. So if it was, like, true manipulation, I feel like it would be blamed on the internet instead. That's what I think. So how many apes do we have in the chat right now? Want to know? Is there anybody in here with the skin in the game that's joining me on this ride right now? I'm gonna have to set like like Planet of the Apes alerts. That'd be cool. Every time someone like subscribes or follows or whatever, banging on the chest like it's banging in the West. Either way, they're gonna burn us. I mean, there's been shenanigans for sure. As long as the buttons don't disappear on the platform for buy and sell, I mean, you can pretty much do the rest. I mean, take care of your guys' selves. Like, you know, make sure you're screenshotting, you know, screen recording if you can, you know, protect your assets, protect your actions, you know, document what you're trying. You know, I've been in chat rooms and stuff like that where they've had to handle business after things went sideways, and you know, they had screenshots and they had video of their actions, you know, showing that they were attempting to buy or sell at points in time so that they could make that a thing. I don't know, the market reacts pretty fast. I mean, when the squeeze, you know, when squeezes happen, they happen quickly, and you know, for them to be able to react, it took days for GameStop to be stopped. You know what I mean? GameStop won't stop. The fact that it's held up so high for so long is just a true testament. And the fact that it's challenging like the 300 realm and up again. Oh, exciting times. Gonna be pretty amazing. I can't wait to see what comes of all this. War Killer, if you're still in here, thanks for sending the info. I'll be sure to kick over that information to you. Alright, well, looks like it's getting to be that time, so we're going to switch roles here. I'm going to end the stream so that way it stops the video for the finance part, and I'll see you guys all at Market Open. Have a beautiful night.